Greetings, YouTube. The doctor is in. Dr. Urias Papers here, coming at you with another commentary on Dungeons and Dragons. And today on the Doctor Spell Prognosis, we're talking about the spell Arcane Gate. We're giving this one a solid B. But first, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. If you like this video, hit the like button. If you have any questions or comments, please leave a question or comment. And if you don't forget to hit that notification bell so you know when I've got another video coming out. All right. So this is our first 6th level spell. I really like a lot of the 6th level spells. I think many of them are very awesome. So this is our first one, Arcane Gate. It's a 6th level spell. It is usable by sorcerers, warlocks, and wizards. Comes from the player's handbook. Not sure why this didn't translate over to the basic rules, since some of these spells say basic rules and some of these spells say player's handbook. But it is what it is. So it's usable by the base arcane classes except for the Bard. Okay, so it's one action, range of 500 feet, verbal somatic component. It lasts for 10 minutes. You may not necessarily want to concentrate on this for the full time, depending on the use of this particular spell. So you create linked teleportation portals that remain open for the duration, which is 10 minutes. Choose 2 points on the ground. That's an important phrase that you can see. Another important phrase, 1 point within 10 feet of you and 1 point within 500 feet of you. A circular portal, 10 feet in diameter, opens over each point. The portal would open in the space occupied by a creature. The spell fails and the casting is lost. So it says on the ground, but it doesn't, so this is one of these earlier spells where they didn't quite define these things properly. A lot of the other spells where you create things on, in space, say that they have to be created on a flat surface, or the effect happens on a flat surface, like vortex warp. You can't teleport somebody over open air. But you can teleport them onto a solid surface, and that's, the kind of the thing. They didn't say what ground meant. What do they mean by the ground? I'm going to assume that means a solid, flat surface. The portals are two-dimensional glowing rings filled with mist hovering inches from the ground and perpendicular to it being the ground, at the points you choose. A ring is visible only from one side, your choice, which is the side that functions as a portal. So there's an entry portal and an exit portal. They kind of they go over that a little bit in the next paragraph, but it's not super obvious. So any creature or object entering the portal exits from the other portal. So if they enter one, they exit the one nearest you. When you initially cast the spell is the entry, and the one on the other side is the exit. So exits from the portal as if the two were adjacent to each other. Passing through a portal from the non-portal side has no effect. So if they go in the back, it doesn't. They just go right through it. The mist that fills each portal is opaque, blocks vision through it. On your turn, you can rotate the rings as a bonus action so that the active side faces a different direction. So I'm going to assume that means that you switch the entry and the exit portal. So what are some uses for this spell? Well, one, it can be used to bridge a chasm, or to get from one place to another as long as they're within 500 feet. If you've got situations where you need to get to a certain place, you can bypass, if you're trying to break into a castle, or if you're trying to break into a house or some structure, if you're doing a heist, this would be a good spell for that kind of thing, where as long as you can see the top of the roof or see next to the window, you can cause that portal to open up and you just step through and you step right next to wherever you want to break into. So good for sneaking in. That's kind of an out of combat type of use. A lot of those are for, going over chasms and into buildings and things like that. As long as you can see, you can get in. So if you can see through a window, I think the window's got to be open, but as long as you can see, you can create a portal within the 500 feet. Now, in combat, there's nothing in here that says you can't push a creature into the entry portal and it gets spit out at the exit portal. So, but It's 10 feet in diameter, which means a huge creature is probably not going to fit, but a large creature will definitely fit. So pushing them into the entry portal should force them to come out the exit portal with no saving throw. So I went through and grabbed a couple of spells here that I think, and there are many more. These are not the only ones. There are many other spells that I think that would be synergistic with this. And this particular ability of this, the Arcane Gate that you can use. So if you can place the Arcane Gate down first, then somebody else casts a wall of force, and you can cause this hemispherical dome over it. You could push something in, and it'll appear in the hemispherical wall of force, and it's stuck. And then you can stop concentrating on the Arcane Gate, and then you're done. It's stuck. Force cage works pretty similarly. You put the Arcane Gate down, somebody puts a force cage around it, and then you push somebody into it, and they end up on the other side. Web is always a good spell. You can see through webs. It's only lightly obscured in their area. You could put it in, or you could put the web around it after you've cast the Arcane Gate, and you could teleport something into the webs themselves by pushing them into the entry portal. Black tentacles, another great one. It doesn't say you can't see into it. It's just difficult terrain. Put the gate in or put the gate down, have the black tentacles around it, and then push somebody into the black tentacles. And then finally, spike growth, another one. You can see in these. You can put the gate down and put the spike growth around it, or you can put the spike growth down and put the gate inside the middle, and then you can push somebody into the entry portal. And away they go into the spike growth. There's a lot of other spells. Now, the cloud spells, not so much because you need to be able to see. But that doesn't mean that you couldn't put the spell down first and then put like a cloud kill around the gate, or a stinking cloud, or an incendiary cloud, something like that, and then push somebody through that gate. Now, one other use I think that would be pretty good for this spell in combat, but something to like end combat, would be as a getaway. So there is that, that chasm that you need to cross to get away because you're being chased. Arcane Gate, go, stop concentrating as soon as you're on the other side, and the gate's gone, and then you can get away, and the chase is over. So, all right, that's what I got for everybody today. I appreciate everybody tuning in, and I will catch everybody later.